Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Yolanda. If you're new here, I go by Yolanda in the City on TikTok and Instagram, and I make a lot of fashion related content. So if you're into that, make sure you subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you'll be notified when I upload a new video. Today we're going to be doing another sewing tutorial. I know I've been lagging with my sewing content, but I'm back and I'm better, and this time we're going to be doing a Y2K inspired DIY and thrift flip. So I went to Goodwill and I picked out a few not so cute pieces that I saw some potential in, and I turned them into super trendy and very cute Y2K pieces that you could possibly find at your favorite boutique store, but a lot more eco-friendly and a lot cheaper. So a lot of the pieces that I made are fairly easy to follow, but in case you get lost or I forget to include a measurement or anything like that, because I know I probably will, let me know in the comment section and I'll clarify for you. Also keep in mind that I didn't go to fashion school and all of the techniques that I used in this video were self-taught. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing that we're gonna make is a fur bag. I've been seeing these faux fur totes everywhere and it's literally the easiest thing to make. I went to the LA Fashion District and I picked up a yard of leopard print fur fabric and some lining. I started off by measuring the fabric using my tape measure. I measured it on a fold 16 inches long and 14 inches wide, and then I pinned the sides together. And with the remaining fabric, I measured the arm strap at 39 inches long and 4 inches wide, and then I pinned it together with the inside out. After that, I took the exact same measurements for the lining for the inside of the bag. Then I went ahead and sewed down where I pinned for all three pieces. Here I used a pin to turn the strap right side out. Okay, so this part gets a little bit confusing. I laid down both the fur and lining with the insides out with the openings facing each other. And then I pinned together the top and bottom panels, leaving about a 3-inch space on both sides for the straps. And then I sewed it down, making sure that I also didn't sew the bottom panels. After that, I turned the bag right side out by flipping the fabric using the openings that I left for the arm straps. I then took the ends of my arm strap and positioned them inside the openings I left on each side using my pins, and then I sewed it down with a straight stitch. Remember to use a heavy-duty needle for this project because the fabric is very thick and you're going to be sewing through multiple layers of this fabric. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to be adding faux fur trims to this bland cardigan that was sitting in my closet for the longest time. So you're going to need faux fur fabric, scissors, pattern paper, pins, fabric chalk, and a cardigan, preferably with the collar, but you can also do it with the cardigan that doesn't have a collar. I started off by unbuttoning the cardigan and laying it out on top of the pattern paper. I then took a pen and traced the collar on the pattern paper, and then I adjusted the shape with the ruler. I then aligned that fur piece with my collar and pinned it down. The sleeves on this cardigan were a bit short and I wanted it to go all the way to my wrist, so I took my measuring tape and I measured how far I wanted the fur to extend. And then I measured the circumference of the sleeve starting at the seam. Mine measured 12 inches long and 5 inches wide, and then I just drew that onto my faux fabric and then cut it out. I then pinned and sewed the sides together. Here I pinned my cuffs to the sleeves of the cardigan, making sure that the seams lined up. And then I sewed that down carefully all around the sleeve opening. After that, I went ahead and sewed down the collar as well. Since my fabric was releasing a lot of fur, I took my lighter and I lightly burned the edges so that they would stop fraying. Next few pieces I actually thrifted for. I feel like all the stuff that I thrifted is fairly easy to find at Goodwill or any thrift store really. These lace camis I feel are a huge Y2K staple. I've seen them everywhere and it's probably the easiest piece to make out of all the pieces I made for this video. I got this black cami from Goodwill for about $3 and then I went to Joann's and I bought some white lace. I aligned the lace where I wanted it, forming a cross, and then I pinned it down and sewed along the edges of the lace. Lastly, I gave the top a little trim because I wanted it to be cropped, and I also sewed the hem. Next, I picked out this grandma looking top with this funky print, but I felt like the red leopard print had some Y2K potential. For this project, I used some eyelets, some black lace, scissors, pattern paper, chalk, a hammer, and a tank top to use as a reference for the pattern. I traced the front and back outline of the tank. I then went on to cut off the sleeves and the seams of the shirt. After that, I pinned my pattern onto the shirt and cut out the front and back panels. I also cut a line straight down the front panel and sewed along all of the edges of all three pieces using a zigzag stitch. After that, I then stitched both front panels to the back panel using a straight stitch. Here, I organized the placement of my eyelets, and using my seam ripper, I pierced the fabric to mark where I wanted them. And then I cut out super small holes using my scissors. After that, I used my hammer and grommet tools to apply the eyelets to both sides. I placed about 8 eyelets on each side, and then I laced it up with my black lace. Next piece are these spray painted jeans. They are so cute and trendy and super easy to make as well. I got these jeans from the women's section at the thrift store, and I got silver spray paint from Joann's. I was originally looking for white spray paint, but it was sold out, but silver spray paint worked out perfectly and it stood out just as much, and it also had a really pretty glitter effect. And then I just free-handedly drew hearts all over the pants. I let the front side dry overnight, and then I did the back side the next day. The next and last piece that we're making is a patchwork top. As you all may know, patchwork has been super popular and I feel like we're definitely going to bring this trend into spring 2021. I bought 3 tops in different shades of brown for $1 each, and I started off by cutting up the seams and the sleeves of each of them. And then I measured and cut about 3-inch strands with the fabrics layered on top of each other. Here I arranged the colors to how I wanted them, and I pinned each panel to the next. I sewed down the edges for both the front and back panels using a zigzag stitch with a contrasting colored thread. After that, I used the same pattern that I used for the lace up top and I cut out the shape. And then I sewed the front and back panels together, as well as the raw edges along the neckline and the sleeves. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know which one was your favorite piece, and let me know if you recreate any of these. I'd love to see how it turns out. Make sure you subscribe and like this video if you did. I'll see you guys next time.